And finally, coming in at number 1 is Kingdom Hearts 3 with of course the Remind DLC. As easily the most anticipated game in the franchise, Kingdom Hearts 3 is the finale of the Xehanort saga. This game follows Sora, Donald, and Goofy after the events of Dream Drop Distance. Sora is fresh out of failing the Mark of Mastery exams and nearly falling under the influence of Master Xehanort and the darkness, which leaves him powerless. With the battle between the 7 Lights and 13 Darknesses approaching, it's up to Sora to learn the power of waking and regain his lost powers to prepare. So, in regular Kingdom Hearts fashion, Sora goes through multiple Disney worlds to regain his lost powers and learn the power of waking. Once he's done going through Disney World, Sora ends up saving Aqua, who was lost in a realm of darkness. Then he ends up returning Ventus's heart, which wakes him from sleep. Now they're ready to battle the 13 Darknesses, who named themselves the real Organization 13. However, before they can get to the full organization, they are all defeated by Terranord, but that's ultimately negated when Sora goes back in time to save his friends. When battling different members, we see the return of multiple characters who have been lost throughout the series, like Xion, Roxas, and Terra. With everyone returned, the stage is set for Sora and everyone else to finally defeat Master Xehanort. Now, this is a game that's been a real hot topic because there is a lot of debate in this series on which one is better between Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix and Kingdom Hearts 3. Personally, I find this game to be the better of the two. The story, while plagued with underexplained concepts, essentially pointless Disney worlds, and less than ideal pacing, still delivered the finale we were all expecting, and I think it did it well. It was a good way to mostly remove Xehanort from the series as a legitimate threat, yet still leave it open-ended enough to say, yeah, this chapter is done, but there's still plenty more to go. I was worried that after this game, the series would kind of drop because we finally defeated the villain the series had been setting up over the last decade, but with introducing plot lines like Yozora, Subject X, and the looming threat that is the Master of Masters, we still have a ton of content for the future of the series to expand on. And the Disney worlds in this game, while pointless to the overall story, they were still in my opinion the best implementation of Disney worlds by far. By introducing newer Disney franchises while keeping a few that are familiar to the series, this game truly has something for series veterans and those jumping into the series for the first time. And while there were a few missed opportunities in some worlds, I don't think it took away from the overall experience of the worlds themselves. Because the world of Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't really done well as far as a story, but honestly I really didn't care because I was too busy sailing across the world as a pirate and discovering new islands. I personally think that the implementation of Disney worlds along with the new mobility options really allowed you to just have fun in those worlds. And honestly, I think the best part of the game for me was actually the combat. I think the quality of life changes that they made in combining elements from different games like shot locks and flow motion with new abilities like air stepping and being able to block in the air really gave a new layer of depth to the combat that I felt that KH2 was lacking. Implementing those changes really emphasized the intensity of the fights, especially when you get to the endgame boss fights with the organization. Base KH3 wasn't bad by any means, but when the patch came out for Remind, it really made the combat easily the best in the franchise for me. And it only made it a better experience when you got to fight against some of the best bosses in the series in the Data Organization and Yozora. I think this might have been the first time I've come back to fights to actually learn more about them because they're just designed so well. Being able to utilize all the changes that they made in the fights where you have to look for openings and not just kind of flail around and hope to win really made this game fun because you really have to utilize everything the game gives you to get through all of these fights, and I think these fights complement the gameplay really well. Not to mention that the music introduced in this game was easily my favorite in the series. While Kingdom Hearts 3 definitely has its issues and there are things that I don't necessarily enjoy about the game, I still think KH3 has more than firmly earned its spot at number 1. So with this, that concludes the first ever 12 Days of Christmas. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have a different list, let me know down below in the comments or in the Discord server. That being said, I will see y'all next time. Peace out.